Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino, liga ng bayan na to. Klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin. Isang pangarap, isang tagumpay, yeah. Gabay at pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga. Nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo, yeah. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob, ha? MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to.
Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin. Isang pangarap, isang tagumpay, yeah. Gabay at pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga. Nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod.
Back once again in the Banana Court dito sa Las Piñas City for the continuing coverage of season number 3 ng ating Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. A 9-game slate hatid namin sa inyo in our midweek special. JT Bulacan Taipan kontra Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith in their own 3-game set to begin our morning. Later this afternoon, Palawan New Rich Builders going up against the Paranaque Smile 360 Yam Jam. At matatapos nga ang ating Miyerkules Result Switch Fiber will go up against the debuting Quezon City 828 Junior Giants. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. I'm Mandihar. Kasama Coach Paulo Layog, and I know this is your second game dito sa, or second game day dito sa ating Junior MPBL, but a personal welcome dito sa ating Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Thank you, Jaime. Looking forward to working with you.
Of course, yun nga, unang laro natin dito in a full 9-game slate this morning. A 14-under division. So the young kids will take center stage. JT Bulacan Taipan kontra Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith. Of course, Coach Paulo, both these teams have already been able to introduce themselves dito sa ating liga, and itong Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith, not the best of welcomes dito sa kanilang umpisa ng kanilang campaign.
Yeah, they had a tough, rough outing their first game. I think they have a lot of new players on their team, but again, this is why they join tournaments like this, to gain exposure and experience.
And certainly a learning experience nga for these kids and looking to erase the memory of that bitter loss na natamu nga nila in Barangay Batis sa San Juan. Dito naman tayo sa kabila, of course, Coach Paolo, JT Bulacan Taipan, a bit of the polar opposite in the outcome nga ng Mandaluyong, coming up with that victory and looking to build on that as well dito sa laro na to.
Yeah, there's one player in particular looking forward to watching is David Espiritu. He's averaging a big double-double, 20 points and 16 rebounds. So he's one kid I'm definitely keeping my eye on.
That's certainly a tall order para David Espiritu, but it's time for him certainly to step up and give Bulacan yet another victory dito sa ating season number 3. Simulan na nga natin. Game number 1, let's head over to Denzel Santiago to introduce our starting five.
Gentlemen, Junior MPBL fans, get ready for another live basketball action here at Banana Court, Las Piñas City, as we bring you the continuation of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3, ang Liga ng Bawat Batang Pilipino. It's the first game of 14 under division featuring the Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith versus the JT Bulacan Taipan. We are live on our official Facebook page and YouTube channel of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Now let us meet the starters. First from the Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith. At guard number 20, Dylan Alejo. Number 33, Victor Umali. At 4, number 8, Wandol Loquinario. Also forward number 19, Lance Mateo. Playing center number 88, Gabriel Wanesa. Head coach Sir Jenner Latoy. Assisted by Sir Yong. Team owner Iris Carva. Team manager Mark Herrera. Now let us meet the starters from your JT Bulacan Taipan. At guard number 14, Steven Silvestre. Also guard number 31, PJ De Jesus. At 4, number 2, David Espiritu. Also 4, number 20, Cyrus Estrope. At center, number 91, Brent De Jesus. Head coach Sir Sherwin Santos. Assisted by Kenneth Jordan, Saldi Aureliosa, Dex Saja, Marvin Cruz. Team manager Charles Kimpo. Team owner Joe Bensai. Our games officials for today's match, crew chief Francis Salem. Umpire 1, Meng de Guzman. Umpire 2, Sir Noy Guevara. Junior MPBL Executive Director, Sir J.R. Navarro. Junior MPBL Commissioner, Sir Kit Picasso. Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3, ang Liga ng Bawat Batang Pilipino.
A look at our team starters brought to us by Doray. Dambola ng Pinoy, it's Silvestre, De Jesus, Espiritu, Estrope, and De Jesus. Para sa JT Bulacan Taipan, Mandaluyong naman will have Alejo, Umali, Loquinario, Mateo, and Juanesa to round out their 5 in this 14-under matchup. The first of a 9-game slate ngayong Miyerkules. Hatid sa inyo ng Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Very early ball game dito, Coach Paolo. And certainly these kids, no problem waking up, no? To just play ball.
Heck yeah. I mean, if I have a chance to play basketball all day, every day, at their age, that's what I would be doing too.
Kung ganitong oras, no? I wouldn't be surprised na maybe 2 more or 3 more games immediately after. Tamang almusal lang pagkatapos.
Half-court trap to start the game and an easy layup right there.
That has been the JT Bulacan Taipan special. One of the reasons why they are on the winning note dito sa kanilang Season 3 campaign. And certainly a tall order para dito nga sa Mandaluyong to try and figure out how to get that ball across.
You know, I think that's part of Mandaluyong, their player. They have young players, their development. They have to figure out how to break press because that's what all teams will do at that age.
Certainly. Oh, I'd be surprised dito sa 1400 division if walang team na walang baong press. So certainly, David Espiritu showcase is one of the players that you said that you're looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, again, on cue. He's averaging 20 points a game and 16 rebounds. Looks quite mobile and athletic. And I think that's part of the reason why Taipan, they want to press as well. They have some athletes on their team. So it makes sense for them to be doing this.
Boys in red up by 4 early. Alejo directing traffic para sa Mandaluyong. Just 4 to shoot now. Great attack to the baseline and gets fouled is Juaneza.
That was some good offense there on the part of Mandaluyong. Every time you can get the ball in the short corner or the mid-post area against the zone, that's one of the weaknesses of the zone. So that's a good half-court possession on their behalf.
Chance to get their first points in this ball game, but first free throw a bit off para kay Gabriel Juaneza. Using the bank on the second. Bukas pa naman ang bangko. It is still a Wednesday.
Maybe he's been watching some Korean basketball league. A lot of their players use that back shot on the free throw.
Naging mas common na rin, no? As Bulacan continuous onslaught dito sa ating umpisa ng ball game as De Jesus joins the scoring fray. A couple of De Jesuses dito sa JT Bulacan Taipan.
Ooh, another turnover there. You know, Mandaluyong, they do have their point guard, Alejo, bring down the ball, but the other players have to be available and shorten the pass so that they can become available and, you know, they can break it with a press instead of just dribbling. And again, another turnover.
Bulacan once more on the attack. Another bucket. That time it's De Jesus, the other De Jesus, scoring that bucket. Peter James.
Here, get another turnover for them.
Shades of the challenges that they encountered in their previous ball game as well, where they lost by a huge margin.
I think that's 3 or 4 straight turnovers for them. But, you know, one thing that they can do to avoid going against this press, if they can play good defense and then get out and run, they'll have less, you know, they won't have to worry about the press as much.
Espiritu short on that 3. Another opportunity para sa Bulacan. Great fake, but couldn't get the roll. Offensive rebound once more as Espiritu gets his 6th point of the game.
I don't know if you remember, Jaime, long time ago, our time, Elmer Espiritu of UE. I wonder if these guys are related.
I wouldn't be surprised if they are, but yes, I do remember. Former Red Warrior, of course. As Bulacan opens up with a 13-point advantage now, 14-1 as the junior Microsmith. No choice but to call for this early timeout. 5:46 remaining here in the first. Add 2 more to the fast break points ng Bulacan. Nahihirapan na nga ang junior Microsmith. Just a lone point to start the game.
Still watching the Junior MPBL Season 3. At definitely, it was a heartbreaking loss against Rizal Switch Fiber. At kaya naman nabanggit ni Coach Sherwin Santos that they made some changes in their defense and offense and lessened their turnovers dahil in the last 3 minutes against Rizal, dito sila namatay, tuluyang natalo. At bilang tatay naman ng team, lahat ng players ay inaasahan. No specific players for this one dahil they are all expected to accept all challenges. Turning it over back to you, Jaime and Coach Pao.
Maraming salamat. Of course, CJ Ang, the always happy, never angry courtside reporter natin dito sa Junior MPBL. Covering all the 9 games today.
That's a tough order. 9 games straight is tough. But on the positive side there from Mandaluyong, at least they were able to break the press there and get a shot off in the half-court offense. But here, another challenge for them is going to be rebounding. Last game, they believe they were out-rebounded by over 20 rebounds. And again, if you have a lot of turnovers and you give up offensive rebounds, you're just giving way too many chances for your opponents to score.
Eye test pa lang naman talaga, Coach Pao. Even during the warm-ups, we did see in terms of size, the edge goes to this Bulacan team as they now build a 17-point lead here in the first.
Ooh, another turnover here, and it's going to be another layup here for Bulacan.
Tuloy-tuloy nga ang pananalasan ng JT Bulacan Taipan. 20 points now. Under 4 minutes to play dito sa ating first period. Estrope will be called for a foul. That will be team foul number 3 para sa Bulacan.
I think here Mandaluyong just has to settle down a little bit and get organized on their press break. And once they are able to string a couple of good possessions together, like this one, they get another set of free throws, then they'll have an easier time breaking the press as well.
First order of business is to get that ball across. As you pointed out, pag natatawid naman nila, they are able to find those creases. Had a free throw opportunity earlier. This time around, it's Rafael Olivar, one of their better performers, I would say, in their previous ball game. Knocks down the first. Able to address the drought nitong Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith.
I always get interested when players and their free throw routines. Because I always remind them, aside from the physical routine, also yung mental routine, di ba? Kailangan pare-parehas kahit anong mangyayari. You should be thinking the same thing so it becomes routine for you.
Consistency, no? Talagang that, yung flow na pwede mo nga makuha.
Yes.
Showing you that routine para kay Olivar. Worked wonders. Hit on both free throws.
So this is a cause for concern now for Taipan. They're in the penalty here. And because they play an aggressive type of defense, they're pressing, sometimes you're going to end up fouling. And I guess, in a way, it's cost of business for them. That's the term I like to use. Because sometimes, you're going to end up fouling when you play aggressive defense.
Pero kung ang sukli naman, from time to time, you get those steals that you can convert to easy buckets as they have been able to do prior to hitting the penalty mark. So I like that term. Cost of doing business.
Because sometimes you have to give up something. If you're, as opposed to being unaggressive, then less chance to get steals. Oh, let's be aggressive. Well, we might get steals from time to time. But here, picture perfect press break naman by Bulacan.
Galing. Babaan ng bola.
That was really nice to watch. I like it when I see kids make those extra passes. Whoa, nice move, nice kick out.
Open for the stray. A tad too strong. Valier making his debut dito sa ating Season 3. It's a floater, falling short para kay Rojas. Go to the other end. Several red shirts once again leading the break. Balboa scoring his first bucket of this game. Lead at 19, now 24-5. Even the deflections, had a number of them itong JT Bulacan Taipan, very disruptive on the defensive end.
As the point guard, Rojas of Mandaluyong, you have to settle down your team and get everything organized. So these are the habits that you need to pick up even at an early age. They've been drawing a lot of free throws. I think all their points are from the free throw line.
Indeed, 5 out of 6. Make that 6 out of 7. So that's one thing that they can take advantage of. Maaga nga mapipenalty itong JT Bulacan Taipan. Knocking them down both. Very impressive shooting from the charity stripe itong Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith. Look at Rojas snatching that ball away from Mercado.
Wow. He's tiny out there, but quick and aggressive. We like to see that from the young man.
This time, Mandaluyong's turn to give up the foul. It's Exactly a minute left dito sa ating first period. Look at that. It's taking candy from a baby.
I think Mandaluyong, they have some fouls to give. They should be a bit more aggressive also on their press.
As Berba getting his first of the game. So lead at 17. Open jumper. Won't fall para kay Cruz. Victoria. Younger brother of a Lord de Victoria sa kanilang 18 under JT Bulacan Taipan team. What a move. Excellent patience para kay Kurt Mercado.
It's a strong 2-foot finish. You like to see that from young players. When you land on 2 feet, you have more balance, more power. Now, if you have the advantage on speed, pwede ka mag 1 foot. Kung nandyan yung depensa, 2-foot finishes are nice.
Free tips from Coach Pao. And tingnan mo naman. Mandaluyong slowly getting their confidence here in this ball game. Their second unit working wonders as Singkol gets that bucket plus the foul.
Nice coast-to-coast finish, and 1.
Move brought to us by Pound for Pound Fitness. B-Liga ready. So finally, some points, not via the free throw line. Couldn't complete the three-point play though. Just 8 seconds left. Mercado through the middle. Short on that layup. Another offensive rebound is easy putback para kay Berba. Make that 30 points here in the first period para sa JT Bulacan Taipan as they build an early 19-point advantage against Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith. After the first 10 minutes of action, as we look at some highlights brought to us by Chef's Magic. Early onslaught nga para dito sa Bulacan. Several fast break attempts and easy layup. 16 via the fast break variety for the boys in red. Mandaluyong though using that free throw line and this hustle play from Rojas. Able to get to this lead down to 19 at the end of the first. We begin our second quarter of action. JT Bulacan Taipan up by 19 against Mandaluyong, and that first quarter talagang all JT Bulacan Taipan.
They were dominating in the paint. All 30 of their points are in the paint. So if I'm Mandaluyong, I will be happy to give up the outside shot for now.
Doon mo na lang testingin, no? Since everybody actually almost getting a field goal for the entire JT Bulacan Taipan squad. Lahat ng pinasok. Able to produce.
Nice move here by Rojas. Crossover and then the fake pass to the corner. He's able to draw another set of free throws.
Really showing us that, yun nga, height-wise, maybe, not the tallest of players. And may extra bias din ako sa mga ganitong players, Coach Pao eh. Tapos sporting the mismatch shoes. You don't pull that off kung alam mong wala ka ring baon.
Hey, you gotta use what you have, right? So if you're not tall, if you're small but fast, use your speed, diba? Use the talents and gifts that God gave you.
Outside shot did not fall, but Balboa missing on a couple of putbacks. But won't be denied is Berba.
Ayan. Speaking of using your physical gifts, yun, offensive rebounds. Ang laki niya.
Iba yata ang paggamit sa Bulacan, the type of size these 14 under kids from Bulacan have. At that time, size was a bit of a detriment as Berba will be called for a foul.
Again, Mandaluyong has to keep attacking the basket. They've had success drawing fouls, and except for that free throw, they've been making their free throws. So I think they just need to settle down. Kasi after that 20-1 start, kumbaga, medyo pantay yung score ever since then. So they just have to keep it up and hopefully cut down this lead before halftime.
Make it more manageable. Still a long way to go. Mandaluyong, their turn to force a turnover. They will reset. Rojas Floats it up. Ooh. That was halfway down. Ball goes back to Bulacan. Pamador couldn't contain the leather.
You know, Rojas, he missed that shot, but I like the aggressiveness on his part. You know, kahit maliit siya, aggressive siya every possession eh. Kailangan mo yan pag maliit ka eh.
Kumpiyansa, hindi pwedeng wala ka niyan. Outside shot, still not falling para sa Bulacan. As you mentioned nga, Coach Pao, yung inside shooting nila has been their main weapon. Balboa, this time inches closer, gets 2 for himself.
Another offensive rebound on their part. I believe they have 6 or 7 already, and for the most part, bawat offensive rebound, nakaka-convert sila. And also on the steals, nakaka-convert din sila. Another fast break layup.
This time it's Victoria converting. Make that fast break point number 18 para sa Bulacan. Kalahati ng kanilang 36-point output.
You know, part of the problem right now for Mandaluyong is they're throwing long passes. And the other team is bigger, longer, more athletic. You have to shorten the passes and meet the pass. I remember my coach always used to say that. Meet the pass, make it shorter. But then again, here, another long pass, another turnover. So, Mandaluyong, they just have to settle down.
Ang nagmi-meet nung pass, yung nakapuli. Yung sa mga salubong mga pasa na yun.
They're shooting the gap and going for the steal. Eh. So, for you to cut them off, if you're on Mandaluyong side, you have to go meet the pass talaga.
Especially sa 1400 division, strength-wise, no? Hindi naman din talaga ganun kabilis.
Yes.
Yung mga forward passes. It's Miko Ramirez on the line. That's the first one to trickle in. Now 39-13. Palaki ng palaki. Kalamangan dito ng Bulacan. Charity split. Trying to get it to a friend but stolen away once again by JT Bulacan Taipan. But look at Rojas. Fighting for that basketball and gains the possession para sa Mandaluyong.
Yes, rewarded for his hustle over there. Gain another possession for Mandaluyong.
13 foul para sa JT Bulacan Taipan. They were in an early penalty situation back in that first quarter. Victoria comes up with yet another steal. Goes behind the back. Floats it up. Niluwa nga lang.
Nice move. I like to see that from, you know, the kids nowadays. Grabe yung skill level nila. I remember when we were kids, kung makaka-layup lang, parang okay na yun eh. Ngayon, may behind the back, may floater, may step back. At 13, 14 years old, grabe yung skill level na yun.
Talaga nag-advance na rin yung laro, no? When it comes to the skill and the offensive arsenal of these players. Makakaliwang layup nga lang ako. Left-handed layup lang ako nung araw. Parang sobrang big achievement na eh.
I think part of it's also the exposure that the kids get nowadays. For Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL, I think it's such a great tournament for young athletes. They get to play high-level competition. And I think that's the best way to get better, is when you really get to play a lot of games.
And a lot of games ko-cover ni CJ Ang. Balik tayo sa kanya.
Thank you, Jaime. This is no surprise for Coach Yong Katekista, itong lead ng Bulacan against them, as their players are mostly 12 to 13 years old. But titingnan daw nila if kakayanin, if they will change their defense to a match-up defense. Jaime and Coach Pao.
Maraming salamat muli, CJ, for that report. And Coach Yong, ito, medyo napapa-facepalm na lang siya dito, Coach Pao. The number of turnovers that his team has had. But you made a great point, no? 12 years old, 13 years old, getting exposed to a higher level of competition, it could only make you better.
Yeah. You're playing against, not only are they older than you, they're bigger than you, more athletic. And it's tough, of course, on the score. But I think if at this point, you're looking to look for improvements, kahit quarter to quarter. You just look for execution, trust the system, diba? And you also want to see the efforts such as that one, the offensive rebounds here, back-to-back offensive rebounds naman sila. So those are the things you have to applaud for them.
Ross once again. It's familiar shot.
Yun ata yung go-to move niya, yung going left tapos floater runner.
Has been working quite well. Makakabawi agad sa kabila. Give them another offensive rebound. Missing on the putback. Excellent effort once again para sa Mandaluyong. That time it was Alejo. Giving Mandaluyong yet another opportunity.
Wow, there's a challenge. I think that's awesome. Imagine you're 14 under division and you have access to a coach's challenge. Grabe. So it's really preparing these players na when they move up, 16 under, 18 under, or even MPBL in the future. Sanay na sila.
Introducing them to this facet of the game as well. Berba arguing that Alejo last touched that ball. And yun na nga. Ball is reversed. Challenge successful para sa JT Bulacan Taipan.
Good challenge there on their part.
It's a good-looking kid. Itong si Alejo ng Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith. Good genes, I think.
Nagmana siguro sa nanay.
Floater for Mercado, a bit short. Rojas leading the break, able to get it ahead.
Good pass for him. Another extra pass. Open three. Just short.
Good line. Takbo na naman ang Bulacan sa kabila. Trying to back his defender down. Mercado draws the foul against Sincol.
Nice drop step move there.
Pati yung drop step, Coach Pao, meron na talaga eh.
Dati, nung 14 under ako, ano yung go-to move ko? Fast break, right hand layup lang.
That's it.
That's it. Okay na ako dun. But again, the other thing there was his teammate gave him a nice forward pass over the defense. So what I like seeing about these kids, they're young, but they're making the right plays. And those are, I'm a college coach. We always preach about making the right play. It's nice to see that these players, even at a young age, are taught what are the right plays to make for the team, not just for themselves.
I remember you making a point na yun nga, yung pasa yung pang-break mo sa press because you've seen a number of instances where some players, they try to dribble out of these full court presses and losing the basketball over and over.
The forward pass is really the most important weapon that you can have against the zone. Against a press, rather. I think there's a foul. So that's going to be another 2 free throws. Rojas going to add, hopefully, to his point total here.
Charity stripe has been Mandaluyong's friend dito sa ating first half as Rojas gets the first. 7 now for Rojas. To make that 10 out of 14, 11 out of 15, hitting them both.
He's got a nice shooting stroke then, huh? Very smooth.
Finds an opening, but gets denied. Was Jelord Patawara. Closing in to 2 minutes remaining. It's ating first half of action. Bulacan still enjoying this 25-point advantage. Good recognition there by Mandaluyong. So makanakaw sana ng Bulacan.
Nice play here. Elevator screens. Corner 3. Right on the money.
That was Cruz hitting the first three-pointer off this entire ball game.
That was a good execution on their part.
As Rojas, old-fashioned three-point play.
That was a left-hand layup. In traffic. By the little guy. Nice finish.
Continuing to impress. Itong si Rojas, Clancy Gian Rojas, and completes the three-point play.
Not bad. I'm assuming that he's probably 12 years old. And playing two age groups up. And now they get a stop here.
Indeed, 12 years old, according to CJ. Playing like he's not 12. At least when I was 12, certainly. Yung left-handed layup through traffic. Parang both yun, hindi kaya eh.
Pero ano yun, nahihirapan siya when he's getting bodied up in the press. Pero, that's part of it eh. You're playing age groups up eh. Masaya na siya. Okay lang yan.
Talaga may hinog yung mga ganitong klase ng players.
No look pass, ganda.
Everything working para sa Bulacan so far. At time, Brent De Jesus. Ball. Take it out. Against two defenders. Tough shot. Just a bit too strong. 21 seconds remaining. They could hold for the last shot if they wish to, but they don't. A couple of tries, still no goal.
Yeah.
Third opportunity, make that the fourth serving. Finally, De Jesus scores another bucket.
Yeah, you have to commend the effort there by Bulacan. Multiple shot attempts on that one.
Oh, but that's a foul that they did not want to give up before the buzzer sounded. So a couple of free throws para kay Singkol before we end our first half. This is attempt number 17 and 18 para sa Mandaluyong in the first half alone.
You know, it's quite an impressive clip. As we speak, 13 for 17. That's better than my college team. So at least these kids in free throw line, medyo maganda. And of course, I jinxed it.
Charity split, but nevertheless, still a decent shooting clip nga para dito sa Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith. One of the ways they're trying to keep it close, but still down 30. At the end of the first half, some highlights once again brought to us by Chef's Magic. Better second quarter, I would say, in terms of trying to keep a step and limiting itong Bulacan to just 19 after giving up 30 in that first quarter. But at the half, it's a 30-point lead para sa Bulacan, 51-21. At the half, it's 51-21, a 30-point lead para sa JT Bulacan Taipan kontra Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith. And ito nga, some highlights in our first 20 minutes of action. Rojas trying his best to put Mandaluyong on his shoulders, but JT Bulacan Taipan is really pouring it on. Number of turnovers forced and fast break points as well. Some statistics dito, Coach Pao, what stands out para sa'yo?
Well, obviously, the field goal difference, 65% to 30%. And what I mean, not really that surprising though, because probably 80% of the offense of JT Bulacan Taipan is from their fast break. So they're mostly uncontested layups. And not to mention, they're getting a lot of offensive rebounds and putbacks.
Even the opportunities where you were able to stop them, at least in the first initial attempt, no? Nakakarami pa itong JT Bulacan Taipan. Really everything categorically on the side of JT Bulacan Taipan has allowed them to build on this 30-point advantage.
Yeah, if I'm Mandaluyong, I just want to try to improve upon in the second half. I'd be looking at the effort, okay, and hopefully less turnovers against the press, and that's a good start. At least we're able to, you know, get a turnover on Bulacan here. So let's see what will happen.
Mandaluyong. To have a better start, but the traveling violation, not the way they want to begin this third period.
Again, nabanggit mo kanina, if you always end up dribbling against a press, and that's a double team, you're going to be very likely to turn it over. So they need to beat it with the pass as well.
Some Flame of Reka music dito sa ating Banana Court.
I'm impressed with your knowledge of music. I don't even know what this is.
You probably didn't watch it. Kapanahonan rin natin to. Look at that reverse though. Coming from Amiro Arsiaga.
Ako kasi lagi ako nasa park, naglalaro ako. Hindi ako nag-anime masyado eh.
No wonder I couldn't make those left-handed layups. I wasn't getting much time on the playing court. And the platform, imagine, we were just talking about it pre-game, no? The platform that these kids have, the type of leagues that we already have available in this day and age. It's live stream pa, no? Pwede mo pang mabalikan, pwede mo pang ma-review yung laro mo, see if your performance is similar to the performance na ginagawa nito ni Rojas. Adds a three-pointer to his performance ngayong umaga.
This kid's quite impressive, huh? He might be tiny, pero he's been really a force for Mandaluyong.
They come up with a stop. Pass a bit wayward. Kita mo nga si Rojas. Was pointing to Juaneza to just get the ball forward. Masisisi mo ba si Juaneza na si Rojas lang yung gusto niyang hanapin?
You know, sometimes these are the mistakes that happen, especially for your young players. These are the type of avoidable turnovers. Kumbaga kanina puro yung mga turnovers na galing sa press ng Bulacan. If you're Mandaluyong, you have a chance to score. You cannot be throwing the ball out of bounds na walang pressure.
Juaneza, iupo muna nga siya dito to maybe have that same conversation you were suggesting.
But it's nice to see the coach coaching him on the sideline, telling him, you know, how you can improve. Diba? Minsan kasi, you know, especially as kids, you don't know what you're doing wrong also. So it's nice that the coaches are telling them right away. Kasi you need to give them the feedback right away so it sticks with them.
That's a great point, no? Parang immediate na talagang malaman mo na nakita mo yung play na yon. This is how you could have addressed that. That's another bucket para dito sa Mandaluyong. This one kid that is good size as well, Rafael Olivar, para sa Mandaluyong.
That was a good press break on their part. You know, they got the ball in the middle of the zone. They were able to get open shots, but Bulacan able to answer right back.
Madali naman ang Mandaluyong sa kabila. Able to answer with their own fast break.
That's what you want to see. You know, even though you gave up a basket on the other end, next play mentality, you're able to attack. The defense can't set their press, and you're able to get an easy layup.
Bulacan, their turn to break that press, but Sadia couldn't contain that pass.
I like that, you know. He turned it over, but his teammates still gave him a high five. Said, okay lang yan, bawi na lang tayo. You like to see the good attitude of these players.
Character building din talaga, no? Basketball. So Olivar, missing on that short stab.
Oh, handles.
Maaga nagpapasayaw dito. Itong si Arsiaga of JT Bulacan Taipan. That's the ball back. Nice drop pass. Estrope, hindi naman pinahiya.
It's a nice pass by Arsiaga, and you can see, like, despite his height, the coach is not playing him as just a big eh. Parang ano siya eh, parang point forward type siya. And nice find there, nice drive and drop pass.
I think gone are the days na rin, Coach Pao, when yun nga, if ikaw yung pinakamatangkad sa team, sentro ka na kaagad. So Olivar scores underneath.
I think it's also partly good coaching also. The coaches are able to recognize what are the actual strengths of each player, and then they put them in positions where they can showcase their talents and skills. And on cue, Arsiaga with almost steal. Good hustle there. At least he threw it in the backcourt.
Verba snatches it away. Bulacan have the numbers. Estrope that time on the other side. Gets the bucket plus the foul from Olivar.
Another pass for Arsiaga, back-to-back assist for him.
As the lone player back para sa Mandaluyong was Olivar. Finishing despite the contact. 5 points now para kay Estrope, completing that 3-point play. Back to a 30-point lead, 60-30. Under 4 minutes to play dito sa ating third. Shot almost going in para kay Alejo.
Wow. First of all, the rebound, and then a coast-to-coast baseball pass, or football pass, whatever you want to call it. I know a lot of players at college who can make that pass.
Parang Kevin Love-ish yung outlet na yun. No? So usually, malayo na yung half court when you have an outlet sa 14 under. But that was
From the middle of the paint to the middle of the paint on the other side. Maybe he should be playing, baka pwede siya maging quarterback, no? NFL.
certainly a sport that you can transition to. With the arm like that and with muscle like this, Berba.
Emphasis on muscle. Grabe. Yung katawan niya, 14 years old, lefty, strong body, long pass, and now gets rewarded and one opportunity here.
Double digits now para kay Berba. Has 10 to go with 4 rebounds, couple of assists as well. Missing on a bonus free throw.
Ooh. Rebound in traffic and then reverse layup. Man, that's impressive.
Gusto ko yung may ka, Coach Pa. Kasi that's exactly kind of, feeling ko yun yung narinig rin natin. No? If we were pretty close to Berba in that instance.
Oh, yun, another rebound. Quick outlet, parang Kevin Love niya. Pass. Grabe yun.
And look at Patawara calling for more pressure.
This is the strength of this JT Taipan Bulacan team. Ang lalim nila, ang dami nilang athletes. Grabe.
Meanwhile, balik muna tayo kay CJ for a report. CJ?
The small but terrible Clancy Rojas ng Mandaluyong ay sumasabay na pala since he was 9 years old dito sa Pilipinas Microsmith Elite. At sinasabay din siya nila Coach Mark and Coach Yong sa 18 under ng AMA. Kaya naman pala ganito na lang yung confidence ng batang ito maglaro. Jaime and Coach Pau.
A great story there, CJ. Kind of putting the puzzle pieces together kung bakit naman ganito kataas ang kumpiyansa nitong si Clancy Rojas of Mandaluyong.
I don't know if you noticed it on that drive. He's right-handed, but he drove left and took a left-handed, not layup, runner. So it looks like he's ambidextrous.
Silvestre joins the scoring party. Make this the biggest lead now para sa JT Bulacan Taipan at 40. Yet another steal. Patawara. Relentless. And yan naman ang gusto mo dito sa JT Bulacan Taipan, Coach Pao. Yes, this is a 40-point lead, but the type of energy that they're displaying from a tip-off up until now, hindi talaga sila tumitigil.
I think that's just part of their mentality and their culture as a team. They'll go hard no matter what.
Against two white shirts, Berba is showing us from a physical standpoint, a tough cover for any team.
Well, what can I say? He's a big boy amongst boys. Di pa man So, big boy muna.
Ano naman yung may cuts na rin kaagad din. 14 under.
Sometimes you're just blessed. And what's nice about him, he's using it to his advantage.
Iba rin yung may kahaka nga, but don't necessarily know how to maneuver your way inside. In the case of Berba.
I think he signaled to his teammates, mag-rebound kayo. Kasi he's gonna be subbed out, so he knows, wala na ako, kaya naman mag-rebound.
Tamang senyasan lang. 7 rebounds for Berba.
Good press break here.
Alejo, nice stop.
Ooh, nice move, not bad, just missed.
Mandaluyong will keep it on the baseline. Still 33.6 remaining here in the third. Mandaluyong will call for a ceasefire. Down by 41. dito sa ating third period. That move from Alejo. Yan. Good intent, but just couldn't convert. We'll be back after this timeout. (71-30) with just 33.6 here in our third period. Palaki ng palaki ang kalamangan dito ng JT Bulacan Taipan. But you did say nga, Coach Pao, if you are Mandaluyong, you're just trying to get better. Maybe quarter per quarter, or just trying to win the next play.
Yeah. Here, I like this timeout. So you give them an opportunity to try and execute out of a timeout. And here, they got an open look and an O-reb. So decent execution on their part. These are the learning moments for this young Mandaluyong squad.
Because if ikaw naman yung coaches nitong Mandaluyong, no, you would take it. I've seen a number of teams na dami nilang pinag-usapan sa timeout, and then when play resumes, turnover. Sayang yung tinta ng pentel pen.
Well, that's one of the skills that players can pick up in timeouts is listening. Because listening is a skill, and you need to learn how to be focused, how to follow instructions. Those are the type of skills that coaches are looking, wow, high off the glass.
Alejo scores his first bucket. Pretty sure somebody's smiling right about now.
Nice drop pass, just couldn't handle it. I like the unselfishness there in that play. And now Mandaluyong will have, here, 10 seconds for the last shot of the quarter.
Singkol gets the ball stolen away. Still 5 seconds. Finishing yet another fast break layup was Peter James de Jesus. Buzzer sounds to signal the end of our third period. 73-32 now. Abante pa rin ng JT Bulacan Taipan. This time by 41. Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith. A decent output in terms of points. 11 in the quarter, but JT Bulacan Taipan nga. They're able to find a way to score those easy baskets. So we look at some highlights ito brought to us by Chef's Magic. That high off the glass attempt from Alejo. Able to inch Mandaluyong closer, but heading to the last 10 minutes of action. 73-32. Abante pa rin ng JT Bulacan Taipan. Final 10 minutes of action in our first game of a 9-game slate on a Wednesday. This 14-under matchup between JT Bulacan Taipan 73 and Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith 32. The foul is whistled. A couple of free throws once again coming up para sa Mandaluyong.
You know, that's a good starting possession here. They get a couple of offensive rebounds. So one thing I want to commend the coaching staff of Mandaluyong, despite the turnover in the last possession in the third quarter, you know, they didn't really shout at their players. They didn't really get mad. They just told them, you know, next time you can pass the ball instead of trying to dribble against the press. And you appreciate that from coaches, especially those coaching at the young levels.
Laking bagay din talaga. No? The influence of coaches can have in these young kids. Parang magulang ka na rin in a way. It's really trying to guide these kids, not just on the floor. That foul wasn't on the floor.
That was like we like to call bully ball. You know, he just backed him down a few times.
That wasn't a small player that he was able to back down in that instance. Ang kasamang nagbubuhat ni Berba tong si Miko Ramirez.
Siguro sila yung magka-partner sa gym. Nagsa-spot yung sa bench press.
That's safe to assume, I would say. The way that he was able to move Olivar. You could say giving up a few pounds dito kay Olivar, pero yun nga, able to muscle his way through. Looking to execute on this half-court set naman itong JT Bulacan Taipan. They get it to Victoria from the corner and gets the 3 to go.
Nice looking shot there. Simple one pass, wide open, shoot it. Why not?
Nice drop pass. Just couldn't finish. Roas muli. Trying to look for a teammate inside, but the pass a bit too low.
That's what my high school coaches used to say. Good intention, bad execution. So good intent to try and hit his teammate. The pass a little bit too low or too strong, but good intent.
34. Mandaluyong, Bulacan, 78. Espiritu. Couldn't knock down the 3. Patay sa kabila, Mandaluyong. Oh, look at that move.
That was tough. Double behind the back. Just missed the shot.
Bulacan. Pull up. Couldn't get the roll. Was Kurt Mercado. Going reverse. Still no go. Another third try. This time. Ramirez. Gym buddy ni Berba getting yet another.
Grabe yung lineup ng Bulacan. They have an embarrassment of riches in terms of their bigs.
These are homegrown as well. Itong mga Bulacan boys. Veterans na rin dito sa ating junior MPBL.
Nice draw pass, nice fake, nice step through, good finish.
That was John Paul Suniga. So a number of players dito that are getting some tick. The tail end of this ball game, and yun gusto mong makita. Kind of maybe showing Coach Yong and the rest of the coaching staff nitong Mandaluyong that hey, baka pwedeng mas maaga, mas mababad pa itong mga players na to.
You know, I always tell the players, you got to make the most of the minutes that the coaches give you. And that's how you can earn their trust, diba? Playing hard, making the right plays. So next time, you never know, you might be the one to get more minutes naman.
As Reyes trying to do the same. His first two of the game. I think almost everyone nakascore na dito para sa JT Bulacan Taipan as Olivar. Also in double digits. Joining Rojas para sa Mandaluyong. Now it's only Trangia that hasn't scored para sa JT Bulacan Taipan. Not sure if they're aware, and they will try to get him a bucket before the game ends.
Rojas setting up the offense. I don't think ever since he came in midway through the first quarter, I don't think he's been subbed out.
For good reason, dahil nga, good things happen whenever Rojas has that basketball. Hang time maneuver para kay Mercado. Napasabit. Itong si Olivar.
It's a good defensive effort naman by Olivar. He just turned his body kaya nagka-foul siya. He just has to go straight up. And then he would have avoided being called for that one.
So even yung mga angles na yun, no? Sometimes as a young player, somebody really has to tell you na you just have to go straight up.
Yeah. I think the term they used about yung verticality, diba?
Yung Coach Anton, cover the game with him, lagi niya yung paulit-ulit sinasabi na that sometimes yung motion na hahampas ka pa pababa, natatakam ka, and then maybe you get all ball, but the motion in itself would give the illusion na kailangan kang pituhan.
Yeah, you're giving the ref a reason to call it. If you just go straight up, then that's where you can avoid. That's a good press break there, and nice drop pass opportunity, except the foul is on the floor. But now, here, we talk about improvement from quarter to quarter. A while ago, Mandaluyong was trying to break the press via dribble first quarter. Second quarter, they were trying to do it, pass on the sideline. Ngayon naman, they're trying to pass to the middle of the zone, and they've had some success so far. So, quarter by quarter, may konting improvement naman.
Yun naman ang gusto mong makita, right? If you're a coach, that you don't commit the same mistakes, the same type of mistakes, rather. Under 4 minutes to play with. Dito sa ating fourth.
I think the mistake there for Mandaluyong, they have a big man bringing down the ball. And then the guards are running away. But here, Valier, no, nice forward pass now.
Ooh, almost making that high off the glass para kay Rojas. 12 points away from the century mark itong JT Bulacan Taipan.
Grabe naman yun. Pinoy step. And then another putback here.
Si Ramirez yata yung sinabi ni Burba. Siya yata yung parang pinagbilinan niya. Ikaw na munang bahala, no? Pag umupo ako. 3-pointer is off. Loose ball scramble. JT Bulacan Taipan picks it up. Mercado once again. Back to Mercado.
Unselfish play there by JT Taipan.
They give up a foul to get a couple of players back in the ball game. This is Sadia and Trangia. Mandaluyong doing the same. Approaching the last 2 minutes dito sa ating laro. Almost another steal. It's been a clinic nitong JT Bulacan Taipan. 20-1 to begin this ball game, and they really didn't look back.
Well, that really set the tone for the game. But again, this Mandaluyong squad, they've had some nice flashes of brilliance throughout the game. And again, they're playing an age or two age groups up, diba? So this is a good experience for them to learn.
Balboa adds 2 more. 94-39 now. Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, if you go to Mandaluyong, Coach Pao, you kind of, take these losses in stride dahil yun nga, kahit papano, you're taking a step forward.
I mean, that was a nice pick and roll play between Rojas and Olivar. He hit the short roll right in the middle of the paint. I mean, those are impressive plays to see at the 14 under division.
Kung may takeaway ka na lang din dito sa larong to, you just have to look at these plays. Tingnan mo naman yung bitin na yun.
Wow. He took the contact on that one and finished with a nice runner.
Athleticism of these kids para sa Bulacan. And Olivar once again. Yung kailangan nilang i-challenge doon.
That should be, there. They figured it out. One shot lang.
97 now para sa Bulacan as Balboa completes a 3-point play. Alejo adds 2 more.
Nice finish there.
Sadia overshoots. Kita mo naman yung ngiti niya even after that miss. Yung mga hindi mo babayaran yung saya sa mga bata.
I remember being a kid coming off the bench, playing the last few minutes. Siyempre, I'd want to get to the opportunity to shoot if I can, diba? And it's nice to see that his teammates are also trying to set him up.
Egging him to shoot indeed. Eto nga, tries once again. That time is blocked. They get him the ball back. Another try. Still won't fall.
Nakakatawa, lahat ng teammates nila sa bench are cheering for him.
And finally, yun nga sabi mo, Coach Paul. JT Bulacan Taipan. The 99-point mark now as Sadia finally able to find the basket. Trangia's turn and gets him a point over the century mark. Everybody getting at least a point para dito sa JT Bulacan Taipan. Makukwento at makukwento to, mag-uwi kay mama.
Yeah, literally everyone on their lineup scored, so I think they were really trying to accomplish that. And it's nice to see the bench cheering at the end as well.
Final score nga natin is 101-43. JT Bulacan Taipan showing their dominance against the Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith. It was the first game of a 9-game slate ngayong Miyerkules. The junior Microsmith, yeah, micro improvements that we were able to see nga from quarter to quarter. You did say that their press break kahit papano, they were able to figure it out at the latter part of the contest.
They also had some bright spots in Rojas and Olivar. I mean, Rojas had 14 points and a few rebounds and assists. But one player I think na impressive, syempre, we're gonna talk about him in a bit.
Of course, number of awardees as with any ball game that we cover dito sa Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Moments to shine for these players. The junior Microsmith nga, despite the loss, I'm pretty sure we will also have a chance to feature a couple of them, or at least one of them. So in terms of cornerstones, Coach Pao, no, meron naman may mga pyesa naman itong Mandaluyong. It's yeah, kind of trying to progress that they can move forward in their future assignments.
I think the challenge, of course, again, you're playing a few age groups up, you're a new team, so you take this tournament as a exposure for them, experience, and they'll keep growing.
And eto na nga, we get introduced to our Chef's Magic player of the game, who is with CJ Yang.
Thank you, Jaime. At kasama ko na nga ngayon ang ating Chef's Magic player of the game from the JT Bulacan Taipan, John Raizu Verba. John, ano yung mga natutunan mo from this game?
Palagi po go hard po at go hard po palagi at wag po mawawalan ng kumpiyansa po sa pagbabasketball po. Pag na-miss ka po, go hard lang po palagi. Yun lang po.
John Raizu, baka meron kang gustong batian at pasalamatan.
Salamat po sa coach ko, si Coach Erwin, pati po si sponsor po namin. Shoutout po sa pamilya ko po dyan sa bahay, nanonood po. Shoutout po.
Thank you and congratulations, John. Get to know our Hustle Club defensive player at ang ating Don Benito's assist man as I turn you over to Jaime and Coach Pao.
Maraming salamat CJ and congratulations to JT Bulacan Taipan and kung si John Raizu Verba for being our Chef's Magic player of the game. Ito ang ating Hustle Club defensive player of the game. 5 rebounds and a steal para kay Rafael Olivar. One of the bright spots nga para sa junior Microsmith. And the CJ mentioned, silipin din natin ang ating Don Benito's assist man of the game, Kurt Mercado. 4 dimes para sa kanya. Assists happening plenty para sa Bulacan as they secured the 14-under victory. Coming right up is the 16-under matchup still between the Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith and JT Bulacan Taipan. We'll take a short break. Magbabalik po ang inyong Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino, liga ng bayan na to. Klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin. Isang pangarap, isang tagumpay, yeah. Gabay at pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Liga